If you enjoy writing, reading, or discussing NBA, head over to our website, thefoulshot.net, where normal fans have a voice. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and this was actually based off an article I wrote on our website, thefoulshot.net. If you don't know what it is, go back to the first 7 seconds of this video, watch that, go to the website, and read the article. But I actually want to turn it into a video because I wanted more people to see this. I wanted more people to hear what I got to say because the website's doing good, but it's not even close to the amount of subs that I have on the channel. And I want more people to realize what I'm going to say. Now, in this video, as you can see from the title, we'll be talking about Jimmy Butler and a potential trade that may go down tomorrow at the draft or whenever. Now, for you guys that don't know, a lot of you guys are new, so you really don't know that I'm a huge Bulls fan. Like, I was born in Chicago, raised in Chicago. I'm still here to this day, and I support Chicago, man. Whether it be the Bulls, the Bears, the White Sox. Not a big Cubs fan, even though the Cubs are destroying it, and the Blackhawks. Like, I love my city. And right now, my city, my Bulls are actually like the center of a bunch of different trade rumors. Of course, you heard the trade rumors about Derrick Rose potentially getting traded to New York, which I don't think is going to happen. But the one we're going to be focusing on in this video is Jimmy Butler. I've heard it all, man. I've heard him being traded to Philly. I've heard Boston. I've heard the Timberwolves. I've heard Utah. I've heard Orlando. I've basically heard all 29 remaining teams. Like, I've heard it all. Because being a Bulls fan, you know, I do this research, man. I got to see what the latest news is on my team. So I want to tell you guys 3 reasons why I don't think Jimmy Butler is going to be traded this offseason. Like, this video is not about me saying whether I think he should or he shouldn't, because really, I don't know, man. I think about it all the time. Do I think it's a good idea to trade Jimmy, or should we just keep him and ride it out? I really don't know the answer to it, but I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why, no matter what, whether it's a good idea or a bad idea, he won't be moved. And I'm so confident about this. I actually made this tweet right here where I said if he does get traded, somebody that retweeted that will get a $20 PSN or Xbox One card, depending on what system they're on. That's how confident I am. I'm willing to risk 20 bucks on this no trade. So like I said, I do have 3 legitimate reasons why I personally don't think he will be traded. Now, like I said, I am a diehard Bulls fan. I'm now an NBA writer because we have the website. You could be a writer too. Go back to the first couple seconds of this video. And I am a NBA fanatic, so looking at rumors and doing all this stuff is what I love doing, and I've dove deep into it. Like, all the rumors you can think of, I've seen it, I've read the articles, and not once have I seen somebody say that the Bulls were looking to move Jimmy Butler. We've heard it all. The Timberwolves are willing to give up the number 5 pick. Boston is thinking about making a trade, but I have never read that Gar Forman and John Paxson were looking to shop Jimmy Butler. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not, but I have not actually read that. Now, the one thing I'm positive that they are doing is just answering the phone. They're being the best GMs they can be, even though it's not that great. We'll talk about that in a minute. But they're doing what every GM in the league would do, and that's just pick up the phone. Danny Ainge or any other GM is probably calling Gar Forman and John Paxson like, yo, we'll give you this and that for Jimmy Butler. And their job as GMs of the Chicago Bulls is just to listen, because you never know. Maybe a team's willing to give up way too much, something more valuable than Jimmy Butler. So their job is just to answer the phone. But I honestly do not think they're actively trying to shop Jimmy Butler. Now, on to number 2. Number 2 is that we really don't know his ceiling. Like, before I wrote this article, I was actually talking to a couple friends because me and a group of my friends are Bulls fans, and one of my friends actually made a huge point saying that Jimmy Butler is only 26 years old. If we look at his stats, each season since he's come into the league, he's got better and better and better and better all 4 years, and there's no sign that this is gonna stop. I know he had that injury in the season last year, but that injury doesn't seem like something that's going to hurt his career at all. Like, this season should not be an exception. I do think that this is going to be another great season for Jimmy Butler. A lot of people that want him traded are saying he's not a number 1 option. He's not a number 1 option for this team. And really, since he is getting better every year, he can potentially be a number 1 option tomorrow. In the beginning of next season, he could be the go-to guy. And I honestly, I've watched not all 82 games because, you know, I got other things to do. I've watched a lot of Bulls videos or a lot of Bulls games, and I do think he is a number 1 option. He can be a number 1 option on a legitimate contender. So for the last season, he's basically just made himself from not even getting any playing time to getting a little bit of playing time to being an all-star, into being what most people consider one of the best shooting guards in the league. I don't see why he stops right here, right now, at 26 years old. He was actually on the Bill Simmons podcast the other day, and I listened to this interview with him, and he definitely works all day long. Like, his work ethic is crazy. Think about his story, man. Drafted 30th in the first round, not getting any take under Thibodeau for the first year. Finally gets some take, and he's averaging pretty much like the most minutes in the league, under Luol Deng. Like, his story is just phenomenal. One thing this guy definitely knows is to work hard, so I don't see why he gets any worse. And number 3 on the list is bigger than number 1 and number 2 combined. And that's that our front office is honestly a bad front office. At the trade deadline of last season, I made this video pretty much me ranting. I did not understand why we did not trade Pau Gasol at the trade deadline. It was so obvious that our Bulls team was not looking the same as last year or the years before that. We knew that Pau was going to be walking this offseason, and he had some trade value. It made no sense to me that we did not trade him. And I was heated. And the one reason why I think they did not make that trade is just they are afraid to pull the trigger. They are afraid to pull the trigger. If we take a look at the teams, the Bulls teams in the past, majority of our team is built around drafting. That's like Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler, all these guys, Taj Gibson. These are guys we drafted. And then the other half are guys we picked up in free agency. Never ever do we make big moves as far as trades. This is something that the Bulls don't do. Like, the biggest thing the Bulls have done in the past 10 years, I can say, I guess, is sign Pau Gasol. That was the biggest thing they did. And this was late in his career. Like, it's just something our front office doesn't do. They're not creative enough to orchestrate a trade that will actually benefit our team, either right now or in the long run. Now, as a Bulls fan, I'm tired of being good in the regular season and falling short in the playoffs. I'm tired of just being in the middle of the pack. I think moves need to be made. Now, I don't know if that's trading Jimmy Butler, but definitely moves need to be made. And with this front office, that just won't happen. We'll continue to draft. We'll continue to sign okay players at free agency, but we will never get over that hump. We will never get over that hump as long as these guys are in the front office. They're afraid to make changes, and that's why I think Jimmy Butler will be on this team next season. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, he's probably going to be there. Whether you agree with me or not, hopefully you did enjoy the video. Of course, when we make videos like this, I'm always looking for discussion. So comment what you think down below. Let me know if you think he will be traded or anything like that. Be sure to leave it a like. Check out the website, man. I know I've been plugging it a lot, but the website is going great. I'm the king of the fourth quarter. Thanks so much for watching.